welcome to Shoe Tree Brewcast.
Yeah, so you might notice something different this time. The first glaring thing, elephant in the room, is Andy's not here. Andy went and found himself a better job somewhere else. Obviously, we were a little bit small to afford our own graphic designer on staff. But
it was a luxury, yeah.
Yeah, so he moved on to greener pastures, and we're super thankful for everything he helped us do in the meantime. One of the drawbacks is because he was so talented, we had to kind of dumb down our podcast system a little bit so that we could deal with the audio and the video and
simplify it a little bit.
Yeah.
He's a little more audio tech savvy than you
He's
were.
definitely more advanced than we are. But we wish him nothing but the best in his new ventures, and we were forced to do this, but that's okay. We think it looks pretty good. We got these snazzy new mics.
Fancy. They move.
Looks good. Hopefully they sound good. This is the test
run.
Yeah, maiden voyage of these bad boys.
Launched a bunch of YouTube videos and what mics for entry-level stuff, and hopefully it all works out, and we'll just keep on building it up from here.
Yeah. So, also, I think we're going to change the format of the podcast a little bit, at least for most of them. They're going to be a lot shorter, just kind of once a week, what's going on this week or coming up, and just anything exciting we want to talk about. And probably we'll change the format to a longer format if we happen to have a guest or something, but overall we're just going to try and do these like every Monday and hopefully get them edited on, Tuesday, Wednesday, and have them out by Thursday.
Yep.
Each week.
Release them every week. Have a nice schedule. We're starting to fall into a good schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We're having live music every Tuesday, Thursday, so that's kind of giving us something to always promote and bump. And
is that back in Carson now?
Yep, we started back
strong.
in Carson. Carved a little spot in the tap room, and then as the rec room gets full bore and we get all the kinks worked out there, it'll move out there. So
eventually, I think the music in Carson will probably be in the rec room where we're filming this at, kind of an offshoot from that. But it is pretty echoey in there, so we're doing some
soundproofing stuff on the way, ordering some canvas prints just to kind of dampen it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been looking for fun stuff, looking for fun games that can fit in corners and just give people something to do, and especially as it gets colder and colder.
Yeah, give us an overflow place and somewhere warm to drink your beer and hang out. We just this weekend, I guess, had Nevada Day. I went and watched the parade. I think Paul was there too.
Yep, and walked around and checked it out. I got a new puppy, so I was exposing her to the crowds and all the dogs. And I gave her like a C+, B-. Towards the end, she was getting a little excited about all the dogs. But
she mostly just wants to play with go meet all the other dogs. So I think you need to just get that out of her system.
Yeah, they just kept on being like, we're ignoring that dog, and she would 5 seconds later ignore it. But like for the poor people who think like,
yeah,
she's just excited. They think she's wanting to get him. So
Paul's puppy's got a bark that could cut glass.
Yeah, and she has when she walks into her room and wants to say hi, it's a certain bark. When it's a dog, it's a certain bark, and I know it's coming, so I'm like, let's go before it blows my eardrums out. So.
Yeah, it was a good time. I saw a lot of old friends. It was good to see people out.
It seemed like normal, full-on Nevada Day. I noticed some places were relying on the outdoor bars a little more, and I had to go down and have my yearly e-shot from the cigar bar.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like kind of like old times.
Yeah, we'll see what comes of that, but I had a great time, and it was just like kind of like you forgot about
it
COVID
felt good.
for a little bit.
Feel good to just be like normal. It was outdoors, obviously, so
safer than or as safe as it could be, I would suppose.
So I was happy to see it back. And
shoot, I saw a couple of fights even.
Oh,
yeah, Nevada Day's got its edge back.
A little Nevada-tude.
Yep. So I had a good time on Nevada Day. I saw a lot of old friends. If I didn't see you, I hope you had a good time, and I hope you had a good Nevada Day as well. Let's talk about some beers that are coming up. First off, like actually today, Bobby Mumbles went ahead and filled a keg. This is his brainchild, and so he was excited to get it on, and we filled a keg of it today, checked it out, tasted it. It's really a phenomenal beer. I think this might be our most aromatic IPA that we've done to date. What hops were in that? Do you remember?
It's the Sabro, the SABRO.
Sabro,
and I think it was Brew 1.
Oh, the Brew Dash 1.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure those are the two you had me order, and then had passion fruit and guava in it.
Yeah, so it's a fruited IPA.
Milkshake.
Also known as a milkshake style
Got
IPA.
a little bit of lactose
so it's
in
just
there. It's not really sweet, because that's what I don't like about the milkshakes is when I don't know how to explain it, when it's so sweet that it gets you like right here. It doesn't have that. It has the mouthfeel and the...
Yeah, I don't get sweetness at all, but what I don't get is a huge bitterness that a normal IPA would have.
Right.
It's like, it's very juicy.
Very juicy. The IBUs are right in there, but I think he did it right where he did it more enough to balance the sweetness, but not be either way.
All those tropical notes come through. I even get pineapple, passion fruit, guava, all that's coming through. Super easy drinking one, and it's just, as we start getting cold, a little, reminder of what it was like.
Yeah, a little summer in the winter.
Summer, yeah.
What are you hearing?
We named it
Tropical
Breeze. It's just like a cool tropical breeze. Another one that we got coming back that we're excited about is this. I don't know how well you can see this from our camera. This is a Flybaby label. If you don't know or you don't remember, we did a beer for our grandfather in tribute of him, Grandpa Bob, and he was a pilot for most of his life, and this was a tribute to one of the last planes he owned while he was still flying, and it happens to have just been his birthday.
He just turned 90 years old.
90 years old. So, and still drinking, still requesting Flybaby. So, Grandpa Bob, if you're listening, this is coming. We're going to be having 5 cases for you at your birthday party, which is coming up on the 6th, I think.
Yep, Saturday.
Yeah. So, look for that coming back. That's going to go quick. That always does. So get in here and try that. That'll be coming back this week for sure. Probably by the end of the week, I would guess. And then one I'm excited about that it may not be this week that we get it on, but I think this week we will hopefully be bottling it. And that's right, you heard me correctly, bottling it. We're... if you don't remember, we did, 9 months ago now, maybe even a little more, Minda Meat and Deli approached us with a barrel that they had purchased from Knob Creek. You just look concerned like we weren't recording.
What is this, double checking?
Okay, man, don't make me nervous. Anyway, Minda Meat and Deli got a barrel from... I just was thinking how hilarious it would be if we just did this fucking podcast and didn't record.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, I'm going to double check those numbers are ticking, and they
You know what?
So.
We could use the practice. Fuck it. Anyway, they got a Knob Creek. They purchased a barrel from Knob Creek, which was full of whiskey. I think it was about like 120 proof, uncut. They kept it. I mean, we bought an uncut bottle. There's like directions if you if you're some kind of pussy and you want to cut it.
Want to cut it with some water.
You know, put it on some ice, whatever. It's delicious. We thought, what better than to put some Stouticus in that bad boy, and we filled that barrel up with Stouticus and aged it in the Carson tap room for 9 months. It was sitting in there, dripping molasses looking goo all over the floor.
Text me, is this supposed to be coming out?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
It is. Yep, it is.
That's the good stuff.
So we racked that off. God, when went last week already?
Yeah,
maybe 2 weeks ago. We've already racked it off. We've carbonated it and kegged it. So this is going to be exclusive to Shoe Tree and Minden Meat and Deli. That's the only places you're going to be able to get it at all, on draft or in bottles, in which it'll be available in both. Limited, very limited.
Each place, Shoe Tree, Carson, Minden Meat and Deli gets 1 keg.
Yeah.
And then the rest goes into bottles.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that'll be it. So if you're a stout fan, you're a fan of barrel-aged stuff, then you definitely want to keep an eye on our social media for when we
It's the first ever barrel-aged Stouticus.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's one of our very first ever barrel-aged beers. We've done a couple experiments with some sour barrel-aged beers, but dude, it tasted so good. I was so impressed with it. Super excited about it, and I really want to just get a bottle for my personal library and just sit on it, you know.
It's going to be on draft. It'll be super dangerous because it's so smooth. Like, you get the barrel notes, and then it just has rounded off, and so it just goes down easy. So
yeah, a little too easy, some might say.
With the barrel adding, it's like in the 12s.
So that's pretty much it for the, beers in the near future. I think our next podcast we'll probably be talking a little bit more about the Handshake Kings beer. If you forgot about that, well, fucking remember about it right now, because that's coming. And the people voted. They wanted a vanilla cream soda style beer, so we went with a vanilla cream Kolsch. We did a test pilot of this in the Minden facility on our small system. That shit blew out. People were like, do a big batch. So
where is more of this?
We are going to do a big batch. And we're hoping, beyond hope, fingers crossed, we're going to do something fun with Cortez. I already have written a script for a little infomercial we're going to do for the Handshake King.
He changes
it's a testimonial, really, about how it's touched my life personally. And we're hoping maybe we can get him to tell us a crazy story, and we'll do like a remote Tales from the Mash. We haven't worked out all the logistics on that yet, but that's something we're planning. And obviously we're going to be sending him some cases of his very own beer. The label turned out so badass. Maddie did such a great job on it. So thanks again, Maddie, for doing that. Thanks, Cortez, for even giving us the honor to brew the Handshake Kings beer.
And doing our handshake and being super cool. He's such a likable guy. Like, just from everything we saw about him, it's true.
He's so positive and
super positive, so fun. Whenever I get to talk to him, it's like a pleasure. So.
It's contagious. That's why we wanted to work with him. It's like fun to work with those kind of people, and it's not even like work at all. It was our pleasure to design this beer, and we just hope we do it justice.
Yeah, sure.
One thing, I think I'm going to talk about this a little bit, and this is going to be ongoing as we do our podcast, because it's kind of new to both of us, and I think we're both going to be excited about it, so it's easy to talk about. We're in the very infantile stages of Paul and I and a good friend of ours starting like a side shoot company growing gourmet mushrooms. And the cool part about it is it really ties into the brewery, because we're hoping to be using the spent grain as the medium or the substrate that you grow the mushrooms on. And right now, when I say we're in the beginning stages, I mean the super beginning stages. It's just all experimental. We're literally drying grain out, spent grain out, and testing it. I literally just over the weekend sanitized 3 bags of substrate. So the way we do that is we put them in a pressure cooker on a small scale, at least for now, and the substrate's put in a bag. And this reminds me so much of brewing. I was going to tell you about it, Paul. Like when I started putting the grain in, and then I seal it with one impulse sealer we got. I started looking for isopropyl, like I got it, and then I'm like, wait, no, this is pre-boil. And so, like, if you're a home brewer or a brewer, everything you do before pre-boil doesn't need to be sanitized, because obviously you're sanitizing it in the boil. And I'm getting ready to essentially boil it in the pressure cooker, but even at higher temperatures and a pressure on it. So didn't have to sanitize, but then it's just struck me that once it was in that container, that was like the beer in the fermenter, locked in a sanitized vessel, ready for me to pitch the yeast, so to speak, or inoculate it. The first stuff we're trying out is oyster mushrooms. We got a variety of them. We got like pink oyster,
we got
blue, fucking regular.
I forget if I got black pearl or not.
Yeah, we got a variety, and
found a cool spore company that had a cool variety, so we just kind of.
Oh, and Enoki we want to try out.
Oh yeah,
those are those tall, skinny ones. If you're wondering, like a lot of Japanese
salmon ramen bowls,
doing them. So super excited about that, because it's kind of an extension of what we do. It's like dry land brewing, or dry brewing almost, and the temperatures you're working with are similar, and then the fact that we're using this, a waste material to grow it.
I mean, that's what is learning about mushrooms is interesting, because you're growing them on a waste product. Mm-hmm. So then you're basically not taking anything from even the soil to grow it. And so it's a very sustainable thing to do. And these mushrooms, like, it's kind of like a lot like craft beer, and it's a lot like going back to our roots. Like, if you go to the store and you see your whatever those ones are, the button mushrooms that everyone gets, people are like, mushrooms are gross. But then you're learning, like, oh, there's ones that taste nutty and ones that taste like that. And it's kind of like craft beer, where it's, no, we're just not getting good mushrooms, and like you weren't getting good beer. And so it's fun to take our waste product and then be able to create something out of it that's, gourmet, unique, local, everything we're about.
So we're excited about that, and we'll just probably be giving you weekly updates as we're doing our experiments, and maybe we can pop some pictures up, depending on how well our editing skills are coming along.
As we learn.
But I'm super excited about that, and we're super excited to just let you guys come along with us on that journey. We're also working on a new show, video-wise. It'll be like kind of a weekly behind-the-scenes show, where we just film something interesting that's going on in the back.
Yeah, just little tidbits of what's going around.
And we'll chop it together and come up with a little intro and outro. I already have video for it. We really just kind of need a quick graphic. And this is, if you're used to seeing the kind of quality stuff that Andy's put out, we might not be up to par at the beginning as far as our editing goes, but I'm excited also about learning that skill. It's something, it may not be something that we always do, but I think it's important for us to know, because if we do have graphic designers working here, we can't afford like an established guy like Andy. But if we get young hungry kid in here, obviously they're going to move on too, and so I think it's important for us to know at least basically what we're doing. And so that's what we're, if you've seen a lag in videos or something, it's just because we're getting our skills up and we're learning a new skill. But that's coming. And we've got some fun ideas and some fun commercial ideas and stuff. So look forward to that. And honestly, I think that's about it. These are going to be quick and to the point.
Yeah, just letting people know what's going on, and just encourage you to like, comment, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a beer you want us to bring back you haven't seen in a while, if there's a beer idea you think is cool, throw it in the comments. We love to see that stuff. We love to get that feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So anything like that, we're looking for. And
we watched the comments on YouTube. I don't know if you can comment on Spotify or not. I'm not sure if they have that. But
I don't think so. I think with Rogan moving over, though, they are trying to create that, I don't know, the camaraderie that they kind of lost.
But, hey, hit us up on social media. You can always DM us or whatever. And that's it. I think we'll just close this one out.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Shoot,